Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Monica Corrado here, the Gap Chef. Here we are. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. All right, so one more time with feeling. We do these, I offer these videos every Tuesday morning, as much as is possible. 11:30 Mountain Time. My name is Monica Corrado. I am a certified GAPS practitioner. I am a teaching chef. I'm the GAP chef, and I'm also a holistic nutritionist. So here I am. My website is simplybeingwell.com. And I want to say welcome to everyone. Welcome to everyone that's here today, everyone that comes every week, everyone that's never come before, and this is your first time. Happy to have you with us. Do please visit the featured posts at the top of the page. They have, I've put some articles there, which I think will really serve you. I've also put some, a coupon for my book there, 15% off, a GAPS intro diet chart there that you can download for free, etc., etc. So one more time with feeling. I am not a medical doctor. Nothing I say has been approved by the FDA. I cannot talk about healing. All I can talk about is the GAPS diet. Let's see, the gut and psychology syndrome diet and the gut and physiology syndrome diet. The yellow and the blue book is what I call them affectionately. And I will relay my experience to the best of my ability. All right, here we are. Yay! Who's here? Mara is here. Yay! First one on. Shannon, hello. Teresa. Wow. Okay, Teresa, I'm happy you're here. Say hello to Spain for me. I was there in 1983. Yes. España. I love it. It's beautiful. Hello, Joanna. Howdy. Woohoo. Hey, Susan. I finally managed to get in right at the start. Hooray and good evening. Good evening, Susan. Good evening. Hello, Monique. Alice Marie. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, V.H. Medina. Hello, greetings, greetings. Hello, Tracy. I don't know that you've been here before. Hello, welcome. Welcome, everyone, and everyone who watches this later on. Just an FYI for all of you who have GAPS friends who are not on my page or in our group. Yipes. I do post these to my YouTube channel, Monica Corrado, so they can see them, anyone around the world. All right, so here's the deal. Today, I thought I was going to talk about nutrient-dense foods, but oh no, I just decided about 10 minutes ago that we're going to talk about, what if you're doing everything right in GAPS? And I know everyone is doing their best all the time to do the GAPS diet correctly and to follow, right? To make your meat stock and your ferments and your cultured dairy and to do your skin sense, do your Epsom salt baths and other baths and all those things, right? We have the diet, which is the food that we eat and do not eat. We have the supplements, which Dr. Natasha talks about in both the blue and yellow book that most GAPsters need. And we also have the detoxification protocol, which she has outlined in both the yellow and blue books. So, yeah, I was going to talk about nutrient-dense foods. We'll do that next week. I think they're very, very important, but this struck me as much more important, and this is it. What if you are doing the GAPS diet correctly and you're not getting enough traction? Now, granted, again, you're doing it for a year, 2 years, etc. Thank you, Caroline. Hello, Kathleen. Hello, Christina. Hello, Vicky. Hello, Tara. Good to see everyone. Hello, hello. Hello, Kathleen Captoni Stevens. Hello. All right. So here's what many of you may already know. Maybe it has occurred to you already, but I thought I'd offer this. So trauma. I'll say it again, trauma. Specifically, I'm talking about not only physical trauma, but emotional trauma also. mental trauma, any kind of trauma. So I would encourage you, I have heard things these days about birth trauma. So let's start there. If you or your child or whoever is working the GAPS diet had a difficult birth for whatever reason, there are lots of reasons that there are difficult births. I would even submit that epidural shots for mom is trauma to the baby. So it could have been forceps. It could have been breech. It could have been umbilical cord wrapped around the head, the neck. It could have been all sorts of things. We don't know. Trauma, whether it's chemical trauma because the child was induced, whether it's chemical trauma because the mother had a spinal block, if you will, or a shot for the pain. And again, we're all doing the best we can. I'm just trying to offer the fact that sometimes when we can't get traction on the diet, it can be several things. 1, birth trauma. Birth trauma. Okay? 2, prolapse of the uterus for women. Prolapse of the bowel. Prolapse. Okay? That can also be a problem. If you have prolapsed organs, you're not going to have an easy time with bowel movements. You're not going to have an easy time with digestion, possibly, right? All right. And the third thing is when you have trauma, you will often have difficulty with peristalsis. So what is peristalsis? Peristalsis is the movement along your, right, in your digestive system. It's how things get moved through the digestive system. So I just wanted to bring these things up because I think they're important. Some people are doing the diet and doing the diet and doing the diet, and they're still constipated and they don't know why. They're not able to have a bowel movement easily. Some people are, or easily or without an enema or even with an enema, right? So these are things to look at. These are things to look at. How about physical trauma to the area? People that have had surgeries on the bowel, people who have had parts of their bowel removed, people who have had stomach surgeries, etc. So those are physical trauma to the body. So there's birth trauma, there's physical trauma, there's chemical trauma, there's emotional trauma, right? What if someone is highly anxious? What if they experienced frightening things? They're going to be like this. How can they move? How can they move their bowels? They can't. They're like totally like contracted, right? All right. So I just wanted to bring these things up, and I also wanted to bring up some tools for you. And then I'll take any type of questions that you have on anything. So Christina asks, would an appendix removal mess anything up? I got it at 17 and I'm now 42. Hello, Marie. Hello, Rebecca. Yes, I mean, that's trauma to the area, right? I don't want people to get all freaked out here. I'm not trying to make anybody anxious, frightened, worried, or anything. I just want to bring up a subject which I don't think we talk about very much. But when we're talking about digestion, we're talking about taking foods in, right? And in GAPS, we're trying to take the correct foods in, meaning nutrient-dense foods, clean foods, well-sourced foods, well-prepared foods, foods that are going to nourish us, right? We take foods in, the right foods in. Then we want to be able to digest them and absorb. Digest means break down and absorb the nutrients, right? So what if that's not happening for you? And then get rid of, in the bowel movements, right? Get rid of everything we don't need. So I just bring it up as something to think about for all of you and for your children. And I'll name them again: birth trauma, emotional trauma, right? A physical trauma like a surgery or an accident, et cetera, et cetera. How about all of us that have lived in trauma and fear for the last couple of years because of all the I'll say the epidemic of fear, right? Okay. All right, so in terms of trauma, I want to offer some tools for you. Number one that I always talk with my people about, people that work with me, is the flower remedy. This is a Bach, B-A-C-H, flower remedy, Star of Bethlehem. Star of Bethlehem is specific for grief, shock, and trauma. So, Star of Bethlehem is something that children can... Hello, Otilia. Good to see you. No worries at all. A Star of Bethlehem is a flower remedy. It works like a homeopathic. Anyone from birth on can take them with no problem, no contraindications. A child could drink the whole bottle of Star of Bethlehem and there wouldn't be a problem. You can work with Star of Bethlehem to clear grief, shock, and trauma. I often have people, you could put it on the top of your head. You could put it on your heart if it's emotional trauma. Drop, drop. You can put it in water and drink it all day. You can put it in the bathtub for your little babies and children or yourself. You can put it right on the wound of where there was a surgery, etc., etc., etc. Lots of things can be helped by using Star of Bethlehem Bach flower remedy. I'm going to show you what this looks like. If anybody is interested, moms, flower remedies are things I taught many years ago. They're a wonderful thing. Here's the book. I know it's going to be backwards. I'm sorry. It's backwards. Bach flower therapy. There's Star of Bethlehem. All right. If anybody's heard of Rescue Remedy from Bach, it's in there. All right. So what else can we do for trauma? We can work with birth trauma practitioners. They exist. They are all over the country and the world that help to move out the imprint of birth trauma on the physical body. I will put some of these resources on our page later on. I'll just type it up and stick it up there for you to look further. So birth trauma practitioners for sure. All right, Star of Bethlehem, birth trauma practitioners that work with birth trauma. When we talk about prolapse of the uterus, prolapse of the bowel, prolapse means that it is, yes, you're welcome, Mara. Okay, prolapse. You can find, I really suggest to you that you find a Maya, M-A-Y-A, abdominal massage therapist. So I learned about Maya abdominal massage probably 10 years ago from a dear friend of mine who's on this group. And now I have some clients who need it. Actually, I met another practitioner who said everything in digestion comes online when prolapse issues are cleared. So, yes, Maya abdominal massage. Check that out. I will put it on the page about how to find out more. So if you have been told that you have prolapsed organs or you have a prolapsed uterus or anything else, folks, women or men, but men will not have the prolapsed uterus. They may have other organs. You want to have that fixed because you don't want organs lying on other organs so you can't have a bowel movement or you can't do anything else you're supposed to be doing. All right, what else? Let's talk about peristalsis. Let's talk about how we move food along in the digestive system. So there is a reason that ginger tea is on the protocol, folks, and it is freshly made ginger tea from a ginger root, and it is something that I'm doing grating. You're going to grate it into your mug, and then you're going to put hot water on top of that, and then you let it steep for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. The longer you steep, the stronger the ginger tea. The more ginger in the mug, the stronger the ginger tea. Decide for yourself what's a good amount, right? But remember that ginger tea is what we call a prokinetic. Pro means yes, kinetic means move. So ginger tea can help you. That's why it's not just on the diet because Dr. Natasha likes ginger tea, folks. It's there because it helps with movement through the digestive system. Use it as a tool, yeah? Also, if you're having problems with peristalsis, we have to remember that we need our B vitamins, specifically the B1, B4 complex. B1, B4 is found in liver. Liver. L-I-V-E-R. Eat it. Eat it raw. Grate it in your foods. Cook it with some meat stock. Saute it in a pan. Make it into pate. Serve it with butter. Bacon. Well, saute it with butter and serve it with bacon. Yeah? Liver, liver, liver. Every day, folks. Liver. That's going to help you with peristalsis. Believe it or not. No one talks about that. Liver is great for detoxing. Liver is great for supporting. Liver is great, a great building food also. The other thing we need to think about is the vagus nerve. V-A-G-U-S, nerve. Now, I am not a vagus nerve practitioner, but I've read enough to know that it's really cool and it's really important. And the vagus nerve controls digestion. And if your vagus nerve is turned off, you're not going to digest your food, period. So there are vagus nerve exercises you can do. Just jump on YouTube. I bet there's a million. V-A-G-U-S. If and when you work on birth trauma, my understanding is that it will also address this issue, or it should. Okay, what else? How about somatic healing? S-O-M-A-T-I-C. Healing. Somatic therapists. And I also want to put a plug in here for a dear friend and colleague of mine who trains people in this all over the world. Her name is Bridget Viksnins, V-I-K-S-N-I-N-S. And her website is called maintainalignment.com. Yes, hi Mara. You can find all sorts of practitioners who have been trained in all of this, in unwinding the trauma that whenever it happened, whether it was from an abusive marriage, sorry to bring that up, but it's true, whether it was from an abusive parent, whether it was from a horrible surgery, whether it was from a bad accident, whether it was from birthing. Folks, we have to do this piece of work in order to allow the gift that is the GAPS diet to work. GAPS will not fix these things. GAPS will support you through it. GAPS will give you all the nutrients you need to rebuild your system. GAPS will support your nervous system as you bring it back online, but it can't do the work of unwinding the trauma, of fixing the prolapse, or of turning your vagus nerve on. Those are all things you need to do outside the diet. So please look to GAPS for the nutrients that you need, for the building blocks that you need, for the detoxification methods that you need in order to be well and to heal. Oops, I said heal. But it can't do these other things for you. And so that's why homeopathics are fine and encouraged with GAPS. Flower remedies are fine and encouraged with GAPS, right? Other modalities, such as these massage therapies, Maya, abdominal massage, yeah, etc., etc. Birth trauma practitioners. I wish I could remember his name. Ray Castellino. Castellino? Ray Castellino? Ray Castellano? Ray Castellino? Yeah, he does birth trauma training for practitioners, and I'm betting he has a directory. In any case, sorry, that just came flying in my mind. Okay, here we go. So I just want to bring that up, folks. If you're having trouble and you're doing everything right, you know what you're doing. Again, GAPS is complicated. It's demanding. It has a lot of pieces. But if you feel like, yeah, I'm doing everything, but I'm still not having a bowel movement, Yeah, I'm doing everything, but I'm still feeling toxic. Yeah, I'm doing everything, but things aren't moving the way they need to be. Then look outside the protocol for things that will support you and help you unwind the trauma and get you back to what's called blueprint. Get you back to blueprint. Blueprint is the perfection of this divine architecture, which is the physical body. We're all supposed to be in blueprint. And those are things, these are modalities you can use to get back to blueprint, folks. All right. Yasmin, hello, Yasmin. Yasmin says, I've done Mayan abdominal massage. Love it. I think it's also called Arvigo massage. Yes. You can learn the techniques to do on yourself too. Yes, for sure. You can. Tara, thank you for that, Yasmin. Okay. Tara asks, can C-section cause that too? Yes. C-sections will definitely cause, what do I know? In my understanding, C-sections are major abdominal surgery, ladies. I've had 2 of them. I don't know about the rest of you, but they are major abdominal surgeries, and they can mess up how you do or do not have bowel movements, depending on where they put your organs back. Oops, did I say that? Sorry. Yeah, that is trauma, and it's a good idea to have do some work on that. Hello, Kinga. Good to have you. Hello, Rashmi. Yes, protruding. Yes. Mara says, these are all traumas we find difficult to discuss, not like an injured arm or leg. You're welcome. Monique says, love rescue remedy for reactions or bad die-off. Yes. Rescue remedy, again, a Bach, B-A-C-H flower remedy. Yeah. It's called 5-flower remedy also. Has Star of Bethlehem in it, and you can absolutely use it, everybody, for die-off and for reactions. You can take it yourself. You can give it to your children. You can put it in the bath. You can put it on their head. You can put it on their injury. You can put it anywhere you need. Put it in water and let them sip on it. And you, moms and dads. Monique says, I have PSD from my baby coming early. Absolutely. Do I know that? Yes, I had 2 babies in NICU. Spending time in the NICU and then having him have silent reflux and not sleeping for days because he would scream and only sleep on my chest. I'm with you, girl. I hear you. So let's get that PSD cleared out. Let's get some beautiful Star of Bethlehem for you, Mama. Absolutely. And then some of this wonderful work. For sure. Where do I purchase it? You can get it online, Amazon. You can get it in Whole Foods. You can find Star of Bethlehem and or Rescue Remedy in natural food stores, co-ops, etc., etc. Yep. Hello, Mia. All right, moving on. Yasmin, you took my class at MUIH. I'm so happy. Yay! That was a long time ago. Yes, wonderful. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you also. For sure. Yes. Okay, what else have we got here? We've got, yes. Otilia, hello, hello. Okay, Tracy Lane McNally. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Angelica. Okay, I'm going down here. Tracy says, I've been through all the trauma, anxiety, and depression. I know. Sorry. I don't have a gallbladder or appendix. I appreciate this. Terrible GERD. Yes, Tracy, I'm glad I hope it's helpful. Folks, I'm telling you, these flower remedies, they're little tiny, I don't have one near me, believe it or not, little tiny bottles, and they're drops. You don't need much. There are many other families of flower remedies. I work with many of them with my clients to clear and resolve and dissolve and transform all sorts of emotional and physical trauma. They are gentle, they are inexpensive, they are powerful in a good way. You can't have too much of them, like you could have too much kefir and then throw up all day, right? All right. Blessings to everyone. All right, here we go. Angelica, Marie, Karen Dunn. Hey, Karen. Hey, Edil, hello. Mateja is here. I think I got to everyone else up here. I want to see if there's anything I missed. I don't think so. Okay, I'm going down. Going down. I'm just, going down. Okay, Christina says, hello, Christina. Childhood trauma, mom issues. I have that and planning to address. I was looking for someone with EMDR experience. Excellent. eye movement, something. EMDR. Excellent. Very good. Unsure what else to do about it. It's still sort of an issue, especially that I raise my kids differently. And when I go to visit my mom, she definitely comments wrong, which gets my PSD from childhood out. I know. I hear you. So not even sure if EMDR would be helpful anytime I talk to her. Yes, something traumatic comes out. So Christina and everyone else, again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. However, I've done my own work in my lifetime. Sometimes it's really good to just not have conversations with people who are going to throw us off our game until and unless we are strong enough to see them. Take care of yourself in that. EMDR is a wonderful modality. Thank you for bringing it up. I would also work with Star of Bethlehem or Rescue Remedy. Very good. Okay. Mia says, I've done talk therapy, EMDR for PTSD, and Reiki has done the most healing for me. I'd love to look into these two. Excellent. Yes. EMDR has been around for a long time. That may have been one of the first modalities I worked with probably 30 years ago. Yeah, look into it. Marie says, which one for my 3-year-old granddaughter who had kidney cancer? Oh, blessings. And had 1 kidney removed, neuropathy bad in legs from chemo. Oh, sweetheart. Okay, folks, anyone who's had any kinds of surgery, Star of Bethlehem, I really suggest it clears again. It works on grief, shock, and trauma. She's had major trauma in terms of surgery. Neuropathy from chemo, yes. Whatever you can do with detoxification for your sweet 3-year-old granddaughter. Detox, maybe some sweet baths for her would be good. I just want to give you something, Marie. It's funny your name is Marie. I have a dear aunt of mine who has survived. She's 91 now. She's amazing. And she had a kidney removed when she was, I'm not even sure when, but at least 80 years ago, maybe 90, no, probably 80 years ago. And she has had a very full and wonderful life. So just want to say it can happen. You can have a good, full, wonderful life with just 1 kidney. Blessings on her. All right, Caroline says, I have a 3-year-old son who wakes up every few hours at night. Yes. He has done this since birth. Yes. He is 1 year on GAPS. We tried a chiropractor for 6 months, but it didn't help. I'd like to try homeopathy and wondered if you had any suggestions for toddler sleep. Yes. Caroline and everyone else. So one of the things that I have done in the past and still do is work on sleep issues with children. So again, a couple of things to look at. One is to look at what kind, let me start in a different way. I have found that osteopathy and biodynamic craniosacral therapy works much better for children and alignment, I'm going to say, than chiropractic. I love chiropractic. I go for regular chiropractic, but in terms of trauma from birth, often osteopathy and craniosacral therapy, which is very, very gentle, can be very helpful. Chiropractic also. But if chiropractic hasn't worked, maybe you want to try osteopathy or craniosacral therapy. Okay, so what else wakes up every... So sometimes these children have fear. And so one of the things that I would suggest for your child, I used to make up remedies for these kids. Okay, so one of the things I would suggest for your child is either you could try, I would try Rescue Remedy at Night. Why? Because it has rock rose in it, which is for terror. It has mimulus in it, which is for a fear you could name. And it also, I think it has aspen in it also, which is for fears that you can't name. They're just kind of fear floating. So Rescue Remedy at Night. You could give Rescue Remedy to your beloved 3-year-old son in a little bit of water before bed. You could also put 2 or 3 drops on the top of his head or on his heart before bed. You could say, these are the magic flowers. They're going to help you sleep. See if that works. Often it really will work. If it doesn't work, then it may be that there are other things going on that need to be cleared, and that I'd be happy to work with you in a session on, specific to your son. The other thing you might want to look at, Caroline, and everyone else, is your child or are you waking up the same time at night? If you are, like for example, if you're always waking up at 2 a.m. or 2:30 a.m., that is liver, and so that is liver time, and so acupuncture could help with that. Acupressure could help with that for children. They don't do acupuncture on babies, but they do acupressure on babies. That may be a meridian malfunction or meridian overload for the liver time. Or if they wake up between 3 and 5, that's lung time. Again, look for patterns in wake-ups, moms. Look for patterns and wake-ups in yourself, in your spouse, in your child, whoever's waking up. If they're waking up at a specific time, that's going to point to a meridian malfunction. Not a big deal. Don't take malfunction too scary. Just means we need to get the energy moving, and right now it's getting clogged up at that time. It also could point to the need for more detoxification. So those are some thoughts for your sweet little 3-year-old. Okay, let's see. Drinking my water with essences in it. All right, Susan says, I find it hard to tolerate the alcohol that is in remedies like Bach flower as I still have a candida issue. Really? Are there other things that you can recommend? So yeah, no problem. I actually haven't heard or experienced anyone having problems with the alcohol in the flower remedies if they have candida. I have heard of them having problems if they're alcoholics. So here's what you do. You can do one of many things. One is still work with the Bach flower remedies, Susan. Work with them by diluting them in water. If you put 3 drops in a quart of water, I'm betting that's not going to have a problem with your candida. You can also, as I said, for children and for yourself, drops on the top of your head, drops on your heart, drops in your bath, whatever. So yes, you can use these topically. You can dilute them. The other option is sometimes people add a little bit of boiling water to the flower remedy because that burns off the alcohol. Okay, hopefully that's helpful. Yes, vetiver is wonderful. I love essential oils. I work with them also. They are more dense than flower remedies will be. That doesn't matter, but yes, some essential oils can be very powerful as long as they are clean, therapeutic grade, extracted correctly, etc., etc. Yes, I love vetiver. It's very grounding. Osteopathy did wonders for my toddler. Excellent. I love that, Monique. Excellent. What about turkey stock at night for sleep? Yes, turkey stock at night. Why do we love it? Tryptophan. Yes, you can do that. Wonderful idea. The other thing is, what about a big glass of kefir? What about yogurt? Right? Calcium also is helpful in terms of getting people to sleep for sure. Okay, so Christina says, I think some are no alcohol. I could be wrong, but I know Rescue Remedy can be alcohol-free. Yes, they do sometimes make glycerin, but glycerin is not GAPS compliant. Glycerin would be the non-alcohol one. So my suggest to all of you So my suggestion to all of you is if you have an issue with the alcohol, you're concerned about the alcohol, use it topically or put it in water and dilute. You don't need much of these things. They work like homeopathics. The less you use, the stronger they are. Use 1 drop in a quart. You're not going to have a problem with candida or anything else, in my not humble estimation. Joanna says, hey, Joanna, flower remedies. You don't want to make teas with flower remedies. Flower remedies, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but flower remedies don't taste like anything. They are the... flower remedies are also known as flower essences, are also known as homeopathics, but they're not really homeopathics. They work by the frequency of the flower that they imprint on the water, and that is stabilized with alcohol. So you can't really make a tea out of them. You can make tea out of herbs, absolutely. You can make tea out of flowers. Absolutely. I wouldn't make tea out of flower remedies. It's just drops. They're like homeopathic drops. Okay. VH Medina says, our child has had reflux for 3 weeks. What do you recommend? I don't know anything about your child. How old is your child? What stage are they on? What are their other symptoms? Can you throw those in so I can give you some more specific? I can just say that most of the time what we find in GAPS is that reflux is caused by low stomach acid production. So 3 and 8 months, okay. So I would work on having fermented foods with every meal, and I would also work on having sauerkraut juice or sauerkraut prior to every meal. You meant with the flour itself. Yes, you can have teas with flowers, but they're not flower remedies. I mean, they're not flower remedies or flower essences or flower therapy, if you will. Just trying to get that. You can absolutely make hibiscus flower tea. That's an herb, etc. Hello, Georgiana. Fresh goldenrod tea. Yes, you can make all sorts of herbal teas. They're wonderful. Make sure they are wildcrafted or organic, or at least not irradiated if you're going to make teas. Grow them yourself. You have acres of it. That's fantastic. Goldenrod is beautiful. Yes. Okay. Susan says, adaptogenic herbs were recommended at OnCon, but when I look at rhodiola, its root is a root, so I would absolutely make rhodiola as a tea. Rhodiola is a wonderful adaptogenic tea. It can be. Yep. You're not eating that polysaccharide, so you should be all right, is what I'm thinking. Just go ahead and all roots you will decoct. So you're going to decoct. Starting over. So root teas that are made from roots or seeds or anything bark. We do decoctions. That means that we take it and we put it in the pot. We add water to the pot, and then we bring it to a boil, and then we put it down to a simmer. Put the lid on and simmer it for 5, 10, 20 minutes. The longer you simmer, the greater the extraction. Those are called decoctions for everybody. So otherwise, we just make infusions, which are leaves and flowers. That is just what you're used to when you make tea, right? What do? You put the tea bag in the, well, or you use loose leaves or loose flowers, which I do. You put them right in a little basket, or you put them in the pot, and then you pour it through a strainer, or you use a bag. Yeah. You're welcome, Marie. All right. Hello, Andy. Andy is here. Who did I miss? Did I miss anybody? Hello, Edil is here too. Hooray. All right, folks. I hope that is all helpful. I will put some things up, again, about birth trauma practitioners, Maya abdominal massage practitioners, where to find them, vagus nerve practitioners, blah, blah, blah. Let's do it all. And flower remedies. It's all right. Andy says, sorry, tuning in late. Not sure if I'm off. It's fine. You can talk about anything on these. We don't have to stay on topic, if you will. Okay. Not sure if I'm... Is intermittent fasting okay in conjunction with GAPS? Yes. However, remember, actually, I do believe Dr. Natasha talks about intermittent fasting in the Blue Book. I think she does. I may be not remembering correctly. But she does talk about fasting. And so what we want to think about with fasting, folks, is that you don't want to fast if you're depleted, ever. Most people that come to GAPS are depleted. They are malnourished. Their nutrient pantry is empty or low. And so you would not want to fast, whether it's intermittent fasting or fasting of any kind, including GAPS liquid fasting. We don't do those things unless we are robust and it's a good idea for us. So Andy, I don't know if you have the Blue Book, but I would jump in and take a look at fasting. I don't know if she calls it intermittent or not. Hold on, I'm jumping in here to take a look. See if I know what I'm talking about. Let's see. Intermittent fasting. I'm going to sing to you to try and keep you from jumping off. Fat soluble. Nope. Fats. Nope. Failure to thrive. Nope. I would say that it's all hanging out in here. Blue Book under GAPS liquid fasting, page 202. Blue Book. Blue Book, everybody. GAPS liquid fasting. I would look there to see what she talks about fasting. Who should be careful with fasting? Underweight and slim people should not fast for more than 1 day at a time, with a break of at least 1 month between. The same goes for pregnant and nursing women. No fasting. Interesting. Yeah, so anyway, I would take a look at that for sure. Remember, GAPS is about rebuilding, right? You're not underweight. Okay. All right, who's got what? Other questions about anything? We're at 12:14 now. I've got about 15 minutes left. Questions about anything. Questions about flower remedies. Questions about essential oils. Questions about abdominal massage. Questions about biodynamic craniosacral therapy. Questions about trauma. Questions about your vagus nerve. I just bring that up, folks, because I remember meeting a gal when I first moved to Colorado. It was probably about 10 years ago. I was doing a GAPS class, and she says, I do all this. I've done it all right for years. I'm still not making any progress. And I looked at her and I said, have you had any trauma? She said, what do you mean? I said, surgery or birth trauma or accident, car accidents. Oh, yeah, I've had 5 surgeries in my on my digestive system. Yeah, she had some work to do. Andy says, can you take meds like thyroid pills? So a GAPS practitioner will never tell you not to take your medication because we are not, unless they're a doctor and they have prescribed that medication, right? So, yeah. The idea would be to do the GAPS diet long enough. We're talking 2 years, 3 years. Hopefully people aren't freaking out and quaking over there when I say that. 2 years, 3 years of really, really good, lots of nutrient-dense foods, lots of meat stock, no processed foods, lots of egg yolks, lots of things that support the thyroid. How about seaweed? How about iodine paint? Those types of things. Yeah, lots of essential fatty acids. And then think about whether or not you are able to wean off of thyroid medication with the help of your doctor. But yes, people take medications. We have to meet them where they are on the diet. And anything you do, folks, I hope this gives you a little bit of hope. Anything and everything you're doing on GAPS is helping your body. It's helpful. Whether that's just taking out crap. Pardon my language. You just don't eat crappy food anymore and you're eating real food. Yay. How about you try one thing? I'm going to start eating liver once a week. Yay. How about I'm going to start making meat stock for my family once a week because that's all I can manage. Yay. How about I'm going to switch out my crappy eggs for pasture-raised eggs? Yay! Anything you can do is helpful. Anything and everything you do matters. You know, I get concerned that people get into this like perfection syndrome, and then they're actually so stressed out that they can't even heal, regardless of how well they're doing the diet, right? So we also just need to keep our stress levels down, right? What are you doing to take care of yourself in terms of stress? Dr. Natasha talks a lot about that. I might talk about that next week. Anyway, okay, here we go. Karen. Hello, Karen. Yes, vagus nerve. Yes, vagus nerve. Work on it. Yes. Okay. Susan says, I found Pilates improved my bowel function. Excellent. Weirdly, I think it is because it strengthens the core so the strain is taken off the whole intestine. Yes, before it used to feel weaker and more prone to diarrhea and getting upset. Excellent. Pilates, everybody, go try that. Also, ES or just putting some of ES solution on my belly. I don't know what ES is. Epsom salt? It helped with the bowel moving too much. In fact, if I put too much on, then I don't get a bowel movement the next day. I think that's Epsom salt. If it's not, then help me. Tell me something down there, Susan. Monique says, what would cause restlessness before bed in a toddler? We've had 2 nights in a row where he's tired, but he can't stop moving and flinging his legs and scratching. Oh. So, dear ones, again, I would look at electromagnetic dirty energy. I would really check your homes for EMFs. I would see if any 5G towers have been placed close to your homes recently. That's one thing. Restlessness, too many carbohydrates, too much screen time, not a good bedtime ritual of, right, as soon as the sun goes down, we use candles in the house, we're quiet, we do our bedtime ritual, we read a book, right? We go to sleep early. The earlier you put children to sleep, the longer they sleep. Right? You should look to see if he's had anything that he's eaten that doesn't agree with him. That's a possibility. I would start some rescue remedy. Why not? But really, look at EMFs, folks. Look at your house. Turn off the Wi-Fi at night if you have Wi-Fi. It's kind of a joke. Everybody does. You could look on my website under resources, simplybeingwell.com, resources. There's some EMF mitigation things there. Look also on drtomcowan.com website for EMFs. Also, you can use essential oils like vetiver. You can use lavender on his feet, bottom of the feet. You can do an abdominal massage. What can we do to quiet the nervous system? Those types of things. Yep. I hope that's helpful. Georgiana says, where can I read more about klizma? I start to do it for my CP brother, and we have already a week, and he keeps the water only at, last one, did he not keep the water, but still no poop, thanks. Oh, okay. Do you mean the enteroclisma board, the board? I'm not sure. God bless you doing the enemas with your brother. Very, very good. Yep. Just make sure you're doing them. Keep on doing them, and things will start moving. However, remember, folks, one more time with feeling, Georgiana. So I've been talking this whole time about, yes, enemas. I've been talking this whole time about the fact that trauma will affect both digestion and bowel movements. So if your beloved brother has had a lot of trauma, whatever that may be, he may have problems moving things through the system and out. I also encourage all of you to jump on the gapstraining.com website. There is a new class on enemas, masterclass. I haven't seen it myself, but it's done by a very good practitioner. It may be helpful. Karen wants to know, and adrenal glands, how to get them back to thriving. Egg yolks, egg yolks, egg yolks, vitamin C. Vitamin C is sauerkraut. Lots of kraut, lots of kraut, lots of kraut, lots of egg yolks. 10, 12 a day. Raw, every day, 3 to 6 months. Karen. All right. Tracy says, I needed this. Excellent, Tracy. I hope it's helpful. Hello, Corolla. Good to have you. Yasmin says, thanks for you for saying that. I'm thinking about gaps and it is overwhelming. I have MCAS. I can eat some liver and do quick meat stock. Excellent. Yes, Epsom salts. Okay. Enemas. Okay. Monique says, I put my phone in airplane mode, but I haven't turned off the Wi-Fi. Yes, die-off can absolutely cause restlessness for sure. Yep. I would be turning off that phone. Airplane mode is ridiculous, everybody. Off, off, off. OFF. Wi-Fi off, too. All right. Marie wants to know how to preserve my raw milk kefir butter because the Jersey cow. So I would just freeze the raw milk, Marie. Freeze the raw milk. You can freeze the butter. You can even freeze the kefir. Not a problem. And then defrost as you need it. You can freeze up to 6, 8 months. No problem. Yep. All right. You're welcome, Andy. Good. Tracy says, struggling with wanting sugar. Ways to help that. Yes. So when you want sugar, let's see. We have to decide, you have to figure out whether you want sugar or your pathogens want sugar. Okay? If it's your pathogens, then we want to starve them out. We want to cut out all beans, all fruit. I don't know where you're on the diet, but all beans, all fruit. You want to increase the amount of healthy fats you're eating and increase the amount of protein you're eating for a good while, maybe 3 to 6 months. You can also use the blood sugar stabilizer for a while if you want something sweet. I would be really working your ferments, your cultured dairy. Try to get your microbiome really robust and be sure to be eating protein and fat and a lot of it. Good. You're welcome, Susan. I'm glad it was helpful. Okay, Tracy, I hope that's good. So when you want sugar, again, I would be upping my ferments. I would be upping my kefir, my cultured dairy. I'd be bringing in a lot more microbes, good microbes, to starve out the bad microbes or overwhelm them, pathogenic. I would also be adding in lots of fat and lots of good, good fat, good protein. That's how I would do it. And do it over time. Don't expect it to be done in a day or a week. You know, do this for 2, 3 months. Go for it. Just stay focused. Starve out the pathogens. Bring in the good guys. Bring in the good foods. Hello, Joy. Okay. Christina asks, are enemas necessary if I have a stool daily and my issue is loose stools? They are firmer now, but still on the looser side. So again, you have to decide. Let me start in a different place. So in my understanding, we use enemas for 2 reasons. One reason is if we're not having a bowel movement. We absolutely do a basic enema or 2 or 3. Until the solids are gone. We do that if we're not having a daily bowel movement. That's what we do. The other reason we use enemas is to detoxify the body. And so that actually doesn't matter whether you're having a bowel movement or not. It just helps to clean things out, clear things out, and make sure that there aren't toxins that are recirculating in the body. So you have to decide, everyone, why you're using them. Certainly, they're an excellent tool for both of these reasons. Christina, you have to decide if you want to be clearing out toxins or not, if you're having a daily bowel movement. Yeah. So if it becomes too much because it's overwhelming, then that's not serving you. So then maybe do an enema. If it's for detoxification, do an enema once a week. Do an enema every other day. Figure out when it's going to work for you. Yep. Hello, Christy. Good to have you. Tracy tips the honey bottle, trying to stop. All right, well, take the honey and give it away and take it out of the house. Therefore, it won't be a problem, right? Joy wants to know how much sauerkraut will give me enough vitamin C. So, Joy, I don't know how much vitamin C you need, but I would be eating, I don't know, half a cup to a cup a day. Sauerkraut. Don't start there. Yep. Yes, absolutely. Enemas are safe when breastfeeding because you're getting the toxins out. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Good. Kathleen said, thank you so much. This is exactly what I need. You are welcome, Kathleen. Okay. Christina has another question. Oh, so also sugar question. My issue is mental, though. Only a few tasty items left. I don't think it's pathogens. It's more mentality. I will not eat it for long, so I binge today. Alan Carr book, Emotional Eating, fixes it for me. I don't know what that means, but I can't touch any sugar or it breaks the hypnosis. How do I deal with it mentally? I would say, Christina, that you want to figure out why you need sugar. Why? So for most people, we reach for sugar when we need more sweetness in our lives, when we need more love in our lives, when we need more feeling good in our lives. We think sugar's going to fix it. So this is something that you probably want to think a little bit about, and then there probably would be flower remedies that could help. Yep. So I don't know, 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. So one more time with feeling, please do not take ascorbic acid. That is not vitamin C. That is the external wrapper, the antioxidant wrapper of the vitamin C complex. So when we're talking about foods, this is whole foods C. So it's going to be a very different thing than taking vitamin C in a pill. I would just be doing a half a cup to a cup of vitamin C, half a cup to a cup of sauerkraut every day. If you can get there, don't start there, people. We all know, those who have been watching me for a while know that we don't start at a half a cup of vitamins. Look at me. We don't start with a half a cup of sauerkraut at a time. We start with a bite and work our way up there, right? Yes. Hello, Josephine. We work our way up to a half a cup twice a day, or a quarter cup 3 times a day, right? We work our way gradually. We allow for die-off. We allow our body to get used to it and ready for it, etc. Yep. Okay. I hope that's helpful. All right, I think we have done everything. All right, regardless of what your condition is, everyone, gaps. Gaps. Yeah. Hello, Bridget. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and end at this time. Thank you for joining me. I hope this was helpful to you and yours. And I will go ahead and I will post on our page some of these resources we've talked about today for everyone. And you can share them with your friends, etc., etc. I wish you so well this week. Know that everything you're doing is perfect. Know that when you show up with full heart and good intention, it can only go well. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I'll see you next week and on the page. Okay, be well, everybody. Bye now. Excellent, Joanna. Bye now.